we start with our chapter 1. The last few verses are left. So can we have a fast, quick recap of what we did last week?
5 reasons Arjuna did not want to fight.
5 reasons which Arjuna did not want to fight for. Can anyone note down those 5 reasons again, please?
Compassion, enjoyment.
I want it written on the board. If you can get the marker. Others, get me the whiteboard marker if possible. I would like it to be written on the board. Yes, what are the 5 reasons? Prabhuji, till then you can speak.
Compassion, from verse number 27 to 30.
Yes, what is the compassion actually meaning? Someone else can also try answering that. Yes? Wrong time?
Wrong time at wrong place.
Wrong time, wrong place. Okay. What else?
It's subjective.
Yes, it's very, very subjective. And most important point, you are all missing it out.
He is getting compensation because he is bodily attached to them.
उधर वंश मुझे रिक्वेस्ट करो मार्कर चाहिए रिक्वेस्ट हाँ
He is bodily attached.
Yes, this compassion only comes when one is in the bodily concept of life. See, we all have to understand that all these so-called relations are only in this birth. Since we have taken this birth, I got a set of parents, wife, children, relatives, friends. Today we are dying for friends. And what is the use? After a few years, tell me how many of you all are really enjoying your friendship with your school friends, with whom you are like dying to live with. How many of you are even connected with? Forget about enjoying or rather. How many are really connected? Hardly 1 or 2. Hardly. They're selected. In a class you must be having no less than 40 to 50 children. And out of that, you are connected to might be 1 or 2 at the most. What happened to the 49 with whom you are partying so many times? Your birthday parties and all, they all came and attended, merrily danced with you. What happened to that? What happened to those friends? Okay, can you please adjust the camera, Jigar Prabhu? I'd like to stand and speak. So, what happened to you, those who are elders? Can tell me how many college friends are still stuck with you? How many of them? For me, few of my college friends have already died also, you know that? Few of my classmates have already died. ठीक है, नहीं है जगह, no problem. So, what does this mean? These relations are all temporary. आज है, कल नहीं. And the problem is, when things are going nice and fine, we don't realize. हमको लगता नहीं, अरे क्या प्रभु जी, संडे मॉर्निंग नाइस एंजॉयमेंट करने के जगह पे घूम सकते हैं, मॉल में घूम सकते हैं, सब कर सकते हैं. Why should I go and listen to this boring thing? But this is a true fact. But when times turn, when the tide goes against you, that time, प्रभु जी 5 साल ट्राई किया, नहीं हुआ, अब ट्राई करके देखती हूँ, ये रास्ते से भगवान को पकड़ के ट्राई करती हूँ. So when the tide goes against you, people turn towards spirituality as the only remedy. It is no doubt the only remedy, but it's not the remedy for good and bad times. It is a remedy for all times. For all times. If you are good, you are happy, thank God. If you are unhappy, then also you don't have anybody with you. Only one who can share your sadness is God. So compassion is basically bodily concept of life. नहीं है मैं देखा. ठीक है, no problem. Okay. So first was compassion. So that is what Arjuna was struggling about. What did Arjuna do? Was waiting to fight, but when the chariot came and stood before the 2 armies, he became sad. हाय मेरा मामा को कैसे मारूं, चाचा को कैसे मारूं, दादा को कैसे मारूं, गुरु को कैसे मारूं. So that is bodily concept of life. So what is more important is dharma or bodily concept of life is for us to decide. Okay, what is the next one? Enjoyment. And I've given always an example. Enjoyment is all subjective. One may say, Prabhuji, I come up from a different segment altogether. My enjoyment, criteria are all totally different to someone else who may be from a lower segment. Fine. But are you really enjoying in that segment? Neither that does that segment enjoy, neither the elder segment enjoys. So who is actually enjoying? The perception of enjoyment is what is enjoyment. There is no enjoyment. There is only a perception of enjoyment. That is what I always give the example of the necklace. Perception. Okay, you are perceiving that you are being praised, you are being uploaded, and that is why you are happy. Otherwise, everything is the same stone, everything is the same diamond is on your neck and the same diamond is on the earring. But when it is praised, you have a sense of enjoyment or happiness. Whereas when it is not praised, you don't have that sense of enjoyment. So actually, what does this mean? It is just a perception. When it is criticized, it becomes a cause of your sadness. So sadness and happiness are basically a perception of the mind. And the mind will be as per the three modes of nature. As per the three modes of nature, the mind decides which is happiness and which is not. For someone who is in the mode of ignorance, for him, drugs, alcohol, illicit sex, gambling, non-veg, these things are bliss. These things are bliss. For the person who is in the mode of passion, for him, okay, name, fame, recognition, मैं जाऊंगा, 4 friends मुझे वाह वाह बोलेंगे, I'll give party, I'll treat my friends, so my friends will praise me. This is all mode of passion. And mode of goodness is doing some devotional service for the Lord. It comes in the mode of goodness. So happiness is also a perceptive thing. And what was he saying? How will I enjoy without my relatives? So दिखाना ही है ना एंड में, मैं युद्ध जीत गया, मैं इतना संपत्ति जीता हूँ, इतना राजपाट जीता हूँ. You need someone to show it. Otherwise, what is the use of winning the kingdom? Suppose any one of you all or all of you all can win one kingdom for yourself. But what is the use if you don't have anybody to share that happiness? If someone gets 10 crore rupees and then you don't have anybody to share with, that money is as good as a wallpaper. You stick it nicely on the wall. It's a wallpaper. That's it. Okay, third. Fear of sin reaction. मैं अगर मारूंगा तो मुझे पाप लगेगा. And उसमें very nice explanation we have discussed on the word of hata atataina. What is the word of hata atataina? Can anyone give me the explanation?
Aggressor.
Who is aggressor? What are the 6 types of aggressor? Let the juniors speak first. Seniors, you have to teach. No, it's not the right way to speak. Teach. बोलिए. One who gives poison. Okay.
One who setting on fire.
एक साथ क्या है हम लोग में कहाँ मैं I can't expand into so many and listen to everyone.
One who set your house
Occupying a house sets on fire. Okay.
kidnap the boy.
One who attacks with deadly weapons.
Badly weapons.
Steals money.
One who kidnaps.
So these are the 6 aggressors which need not be pardoned, whoever it is. But when we will be reading the story of Ashwathama, when he kills the 5 children of Pandavas, and then this will come in Bhagavatam, very shortly it's going to come, that time we will discuss in detail how Arjuna was put to test. Atatai ko marna bhi hai, but at the same time, he is son of a Brahmana. And the rule says, a Brahmana should never be killed at any cost. So that is that's why Krishna puts this question to Arjuna. मालूम तो पड़े, पूरा भगवद गीता सिखाया, क्या समझ में आया, ये तो पता चले. So anyhow, that topic we'll discuss at large when we will be discussing the Ashwatthama. At the next chapter, I think the 4th chapter or 5th chapter is there in Bhagavatam. Okay, so sinful reactions. So sinful reactions is to be feared, but not when it comes to saving or protecting one's own life. Self-defense is also our own right, and we have to self-defend ourselves. So these four we have discussed. Three. And what is the fourth one?
Destruction of family tradition.
Yes. Four. Fourth is yet to be discussed, no? हाँ, तो three हमने discuss किया, four discuss करना बाकी है ना, the most important.
39 to 43.
39 to 43. So who will read? I don't want Nitish, I don't want Shraddha Mataji, I want someone else to read. Okay. तो हमेशा आप लोग ही पढ़ते हो, दूसरों को चांस मिलना चाहिए कि नहीं? हाँ. Mataji, little loud and clear, huh?
Yeah. With the destruction of the dynasty, the internal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion.
So with the destruction of? So what does this mean? Very important point, which is for all of us, 1.39, right? Okay. With destruction of dynasty, the entire family tradition is vanquished. What is the meaning of vanquished? लुप्त हो जाता है, गायब हो जाता है. Vanquished. See, very important word. It's a very important word. What are family traditions? Okay, let's complete the three verses and then we'll take the chain. Don't have a marker board. Fine. Oh yeah, read this again. Once again, read. I'll read it. Wait. With the destruction of the family dynasty, the eternal family traditions. Again, every word is important over here. Eternal family traditions. Not just family traditions. Eternal family. मतलब पहले से जो चला आ रहा है. Eternal family traditions is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. Second, when irreligion is prominent in a family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Vrishni, comes unwanted progeny. Each word is true today's date. In today's date, you can apply each and every verse and you can understand the importance of it. And an increase of unwanted population certainly cause of hellish life, both for the family and for the dynasty and those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt family falls down because the performance of offering them food and water are entirely stopped. So these are the up to what is the verse? Up to what verse number it is? 39 to 43, na?
Yes,
Okay, we read entire up to 43. Okay, read 42 and 43.
By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by disciplic succession that those whose family traditions are destroyed dwell always in hell.
So this is what is the present situation. Now today, actually people don't understand. Arjuna and Krishna, this samvad between Arjuna and Krishna is actually highlighting the greatness of how women are most important, or rather they are the sole people who can actually shape up the society, and how important women were for the society in our ancient time. They were much, much superior and higher to men. Today also, if you just go a few years history behind, we have all heard of Shivaji, but how many of us really know who was the person behind shaping Shivaji? And the English proverb is always there: hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. So this is an old proverb, and old things are never wrong. Only the way of looking at it is totally different, or rather interpretation is wrong. So first, what happens from verse number 39, when destruction of dynasty, जब खानदान खत्म हो जाता है या खानदान के वंशज के मेन लोग खत्म हो जाते हैं, तब क्या होता है? The eternal family traditions are traditions which are good. नहीं, हमारे खानदान में पहले से हम लोग नॉनवेज खाते आ रहे हैं. They don't say that is a eternal family tradition. Okay, एक्चुअल फैमिली ट्रेडिशन ही नहीं. हम लोग में ना ऐसा फेस्टिवल का दिन तो चलता है नहीं, ये सब आप लोग का एडेड किया हुआ मसाला है. एक्चुअल फैमिली ट्रेडिशन इज दोज विच आर स्पिरिचुअल. दैट इज व्हाई द वर्ड इटर्नल हैज बीन यूज्ड. व्हाई इटर्नल? दैट हैज बीन फ्रॉम टाइम इमोरियल. All this nonsense of Malaysia and Yavanas, after coming to our country, they have introduced this. We were never interested in eating meat that much, and rather only a segment was allowed to eat meat. Everyone was not allowed to eat meat. So here, family traditions, eternal family traditions, when lost, what are the first thing which happens? Rest of the family members get involved in irreligion. Now what is that irreligion which people are getting involved in? What are the people are getting who are getting involved in irreligion? Tell me. What is the meaning of irreligion? Come on, apply it to today's date, then you will understand. All of you will understand. अधर्म का आश्रय लेना चालू करते हैं. कब होता है? Now let's all analyze our own family backgrounds. What was the system, let's say 2 generations before, and what is the system 2 generations later? You will say 2 generations later, we are now much, much richer. My grandfather was not that rich, or my great grandfather was not that rich, but today myself or my father or my child is very rich. That is the only, according to us, is development in today's Kali Yuga. Have you progressed? Yes. I was drawing 25,000 rupees salary, now I am drawing 2 lakh rupees salary. That is my progress. That is not progress. Those days people were not running behind money. The reason why they were not running behind is they had some important other things to be achieved. And those other things today have got wiped out totally. They got totally wiped out. And that you can see very clearly. These 2 verses will give you the clear-cut reaction of how the things happen. Family traditions break. It gives birth to irreligion. How does the family tradition actually break? Only if the men die, the tradition breaks. Ladies were not in the war those days either. So how do you understand that? बोलिए.
हमारा जो ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय शूद्र जो सिस्टम है वर्णाश्रम वाला, इसमें कुछ धार्मिक कर्म बताए गए हैं, शुरू से लेकर मरने तक फॉलो किए जाते हैं. ये सब हम लोग धीरे धीरे छोड़ते जा रहे हैं.
किसका मोबाइल भैया बंद करो ना, एक दूसरे का मुंह क्यों देख रहे हो? क्यों? हाँ माता जी आपका है. हाँ सब लोग एक मुझे मेरा मुंह देख रहे हैं. So mother, you say if varnashram dharma, how does it lead to irreligion? My question is, how does it lead to irreligion when the dynasty is destroyed? See, what is the point here is, when there is destruction of dynasty, the eternal family traditions are vanquished. How do we understand this part? Who is in charge of the family traditions?
Old people.
Don't worry, even we are going to become old one day. So what? Who are the actual people? The ladies of the house. इसके लिए हमेशा मैं कहता हूँ ना, धर्मपत्नी क्यों कहते हैं? धर्मपति किधर लिखा है क्या? शास्त्र में लिखा है धर्मपति, मगर शास्त्र में ये लिखा है कि ये मेरी धर्मपत्नी है. तो what does this mean? This is my धर्मपत्नी. What does this mean?
धर्म के रास्ते में ले जाएगी.
जो पति को धर्म के रास्ते पे लेके जाएगी वो है धर्मपत्नी. नहीं तो आजकल पत्नियां बहुत है, पत्नियां बहुत है, मगर वो क्या है? अधर्मी है. And they are all the product. Now you understand how today, we are blaming, oh, today we see ladies doing all nonsense, this and that. How it has happened? This is explained here very clearly. First, family traditions are broken, which involves in irreligion. So first, when the children involve into irreligion, if the elders are not strict, many times we complain, no, elders are very strict with us, they try to dictate terms with us. What is the benefit? That is for our benefit. And when irreligion is prominent in the family, go to verse number 40, very important. When irreligion is prominent in the family, what happens? The women of the family get
polluted.
If you see, majority, exception lies in everywhere, in every walk of life, but if you see on a toto or a general basis, the father or the family tradition, there is drinking, and the children see that, and the next generation takes up all these bad activities. But in today's date, even if the parents do not drink, your friends are there to help you, to guide you, perfectly misguide you, and they will misguide you to the core. And we also surrender to those people. मेरा सबसे बड़ा शुभचिंतक तू ही है. You are my best well-wisher. Look at my father. Useless fellow, doesn't allow me to drink, doesn't allow me to smoke, doesn't give me a single penny. See, you're funding me also. Not only you're teaching me, you're funding me also. So it looks to be great personalities, but they are the biggest idiots. And how does this happen? It starts with little religion with the parents. It increases to a higher level with the children. Starts with little. Everything starts little, and then it lands up big. But one thing I'll tell you, initially, जितना सुख irreligion में है ना, religion में नहीं है. A life, free life, full of, free of rules and regulations. Getting up in Asura Murta, living a bright life during the Asura Murta. And what is that Murta? Life starts after 11. When we all go to sleep, the Asuras get up. And when we come to morning Mangala Arati, the Asuras go home. Many times, I used to come for Mangala Arati, there used to be a big pub near the Jew circle, there used to be a big pub. And all like drunk and all, they will come, and I will be crossing them. They will be going this way, I will be going this way. I will be coming for Mangala Arati, and they will be going home to sleep. And that's why Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, what is night for a certain set of people is day for someone else. You can't do anything. So it's going to be a part of it. So when irreligion is prominent in family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted. And from degradation of women, not just unwanted progeny, there is entire degradation of the society. Now, how grave is this situation? Today you can understand. At 20 years before, could you ever think of, 20 years before, I'm not talking of very far off, 20, 25 years before, could we just think about something called live-in relation? 25 years ago, तुम लोग तो पैदा भी नहीं हो रहे हैं. I'm saying no. You must not be born also. So just as a matter of talk, why this was not there? Today, why are you seeing all this live-in relation and equality, this and that? It's not that Shastras never tried to keep the women behind, because the women were always ahead. Shastra said, if they are taken care of very nicely, the entire Varnashram system, the entire Dharma is safe and sound. If they are not taken care of properly, then it is a big disastrous situation. So that is why women, especially today in girls offering, okay, why don't you have liquor with me? Why don't you have cigarette with me? Fine. They think, no, we have become at par. You are not become at par. You have come at par. You were above the par. You are above the level. You have come down. And everyone wants to become, forget about above. How many of you all want to become equal to man? How many women want to become equal to men? And how many want to become equal to a gentleman? Please understand there's a small difference. Man and
Gentleman.
And how many women want to marry a man or want to marry a? When it comes to marriage, you want a gentleman. But when it comes to become a living a life, I want to live like a man. It's a very important thing which we have to understand in today's society. This has to be groomed up. This has to come up very equally. That yes, we are. This Arjuna has foreseen 5,500 years before. That time itself, Arjuna could. Dynasty will get wiped out. When dynasty gets wiped out, irreligion will come. And irreligion will come, women will get polluted. And why is specifically telling why only Sri will get polluted? Why men will not get polluted? When the Sri is polluted, men are automatically polluted. You don't have to take any special efforts to pollute the men. When the women are polluted, men are automatically, because the progeny is going to be waste. So this is what Arjuna was trying to explain. And then what happens when unwanted progeny comes? Yes, what's the joke over there? Let me share also the joke. What happens when there is unwanted progeny? What is unwanted progeny? What is the meaning of? Let's be very true in understanding this. Illegitimate children. And today we give it a nice name. Many other nice technical names are given. But actually, factors, illegitimate children. Okay, law may give you provisions, but it cannot change the dharma of the person. But most important of all that, what is the end result of this progeny? That is going to stop further. Aaj 90% of the people, or rather even I'm extrapolating it, okay, it means at least 50% or 70% of the people today say, what is the use of doing Shraddha? What is the use of doing all this dong? In fact, Shraddha ka din to sharab pina chahiye. कि मेरे दादाजी को शराब बहुत पसंद था, उनके याद में मैं शराब पी रहा हूं. So what does this mean? This only means what Shastra says is never false. Shastra is always correct. Only thing is, we have blindfolded ourselves to understand the Shastra. And each one can apply it and see it, how true it is. Why, if when one of us wants to go into a wrong path, why if we were stopped, why? And if we were not stopped, why? This is the reason. When women is polluted, unwanted progeny. When unwanted progeny comes, all the traditions of giving the Shraddha and other pujas and other karmakand processes, everything is lost. I got yesterday a shocking video, nice shocking video. Gudi Padwa, right? How do you Maharashtrians celebrate it? Sari रख के ऊपर लोटा रख के डंडे के ऊपर रख के, it's a way in which we welcome the new year. I saw one nice kept somewhere. I think it was the shooting was somewhere near the Juhu beach. Some group of people are there and they were dancing garba around it.
I shot it. That was my video.
Yes, you only had put it. Yes. So what were you doing over there, brother?
I was shocked.
I got that's why I said I got a video. I don't remember. I mean, if I can't recollect now who was given the video. I was so shocked. Traditions are being butchered. The sanctity is gone. All traditions today has just landed up to a sense gratification. All sense gratifications today are today you ask for any festival. On the festival day you cannot open the newspaper. First 5 pages are only ads. This Diwali you get this Diwali you get there, right from cupboard. Everything is available on this Diwali and offer are there on that also. The best part is that everything, अरे मैं घड़ी लूँ, टीवी लूँ, लैपटॉप लूँ, क्यों लूँ? मेरे पास है, नहीं, फिर लो, ऑफर है, एक्सचेंज ऑफर है, ले लो, एक्सचेंज, क्यों? Everything is that 5 pages only thing, and that's what we also want, sense gratification. We want to just gratify our senses in any form, and then give it a, जैसे हम लोग, I always use this dialogue, no, हम लोग खाना बनाने के बाद है ना ऊपर थोड़ा धनिया डाल देते हैं, हाँ, तो garnish the food. So वैसे we garnish each and every activity of ours with spirituality. एक्टिविटी हमारा मन का करेंगे, बट उसको थोड़ा स्पिरिचुअल गार्निश दे देते हैं. Earlier days, ladies were supposed to be wearing more of full clothes or nice traditional clothes. Today, if you are wearing a traditional clothes, people laugh at you. And thing is, that segment is more predominant in today's date, and today we don't want to create a new cult, a new culture which will revive the old segment. And that is the way it is possible, otherwise it's not possible. We have to create. No one is going to create and give it to you. It is our culture, we have to take care of it. So everything lies in the hands of women. Women are so powerful. If they want, they can put the son to a nice way in which he can become a religious child, or if they want to enjoy sense gratification, they will pull the son also to sense gratification, son or daughter as the case may be. And then what happens? In a few years, the son overtakes the generation. And then you think a spoiled son is going to give birth to, how many of you are expecting to give birth to Prahlad? You think you can give birth to Prahlad and I am going to be Hiranyakashipu, no problem, my son will be Prahlad? It's not possible. So this is what we all have to understand. How up to the process of Shraddha. Now again, uske aage bhi bataya gaya hai. How this, actually I want to write it down, it's a chain, it's a beautiful chain. You see it in the flow chart, as a flow chart if you see, it's beautiful. And then you can apply it in day-to-day life. What is the last verse? Can you read that again?
41.
41 and 42. Read 41 and 42.
An increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life, both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performances for offering them food and water are entirely stopped.
Next one.
By the evil deeds to destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated.
Finally, this lands up into a further complicated case. And what is that? Family welfare projects. Now, what are family welfare projects, by the way? Can anyone define? Yes, Karuna Ahuja Mataji. Since you have done a guest appearance over here today, very nice. So, I'd like to hear from you, what do you understand by family welfare and tradition?
Family welfare traditions means like, suppose we are doing some puja. That is a tradition of the family.
Okay. And what about community projects? Juhi, be ready, next to your number. Yes, Juhi. दान को करते हैं ना आप लोग, फिर बोलो हाँ माता जी, पूछोगे तभी याद आया, बुक में देखेंगे. बोलिए. फैमिली वेलफेयर एंड कम्युनिटी वेलफेयर, व्हाट डज इट स्टैंड फॉर? ओके. धर्मशाला बनाना है कि रिसोर्ट बनाना चाहिए? बनते रिसोर्ट बन जाता है. एंड व्हाट एल्स? स्कूल्स. अच्छा, आजकल तो कौन सा माँ बाप बच्चे को अपना खुद का बनाया हुआ स्कूल में डालने को तैयार है? इफ इट इज एन IB बोर्ड, They want an IB board or an ICICI board or whatever nonsense, carom board, but they want some big board. Huh? They want some big board, but they don't want to put their child in their own school. So, is this true community welfare?
Only old age homes are being supported in a big way now.
Yes, yes. That is our future. That is our future. Old age homes are our future. We have got bright future. उसमें भी अच्छा है, AC वाला रूम, नॉन AC रूम, कैटेगरी, डिलक्स कैटेगरी. हाँ, इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी बना दिया उसको.
In the verse number 41, I wanted to know the meaning of
No, wait, let me complete this, then you come. Yes, Prabhuji, what is community welfare? Have some prasad and go if you want. Huh? Take some sweet at least. Take some sweet and go. Yeah.
Prabhuji, the forefather was doing some activities, maybe like helping schools, with some kind of donations, whether to temple or hospitals, which they have.
Family welfare, community welfare, please. Let us go to the crux of it. Okay, you can try now. Try. Priya Singh Mataji will give us a nice idea. बंच लेके जा रही है प्लेट्स का? वो एक्स्ट्रा नहीं है, वो 60 का है वो. हाँ, that is for 50. We have given order for 60. हाँ हाँ हाँ. बोलो. What is family welfare? Community welfare? Yes, Prabhuji, बोलिए. Please shed some light. अच्छा, फिर then your friend can put some light. He was more busy than you.
Iskcon type से organization जो चलती है लोगों को धर्म का रास्ता दिखाती है.
So what is basically the concept behind running community welfare? What are community welfare? आप जब बोले धर्मशाला बनाना है, किसके लिए? धर्म के लिए धर्मशाला बनाना है. पाठशाला, गुरुकुल, those were dharamshala, and then go seva. Cow sheds were made. Cows were taken care of. So basically, all these community welfare activities was not meant for name, fame and recognition. They were meant for elevating the platform of devotion and dharma. For elevating the position of elevating your spiritual level in the society. Today everything is done in the society, but where is the spiritual part? Today what we have done, we have eliminated the part of dana with respect to food, and what we have made it? Community kitchen, and then what is it? Club kitchen, then fridge, क्या है वो? Community fridge or leftover, बचा कुचा. And something more higher. पहला गाय घर में था, कुत्ता रस्से में था, अब कुत्ता उठा घर पे आ गया, गाय रस्से में चला गया. That is what is family tradition. Family tradition. What was the? See, now if you see how when irreligion is prompt, you can see what all was being done earlier. We are doing exactly the opposite. Getting up early in the morning was a target earlier. Today, how late you can get up, how nicely you can get up, and how early you do it. With the old proverb used to be early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. This is only to be read, not to be applied. Late night. Today, I was one day. What happened was, who was telling me? Somebody, friend of mine, was telling me. No, we start our chatting in the night at around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. That is how their life starts, and then they expect their body clock to be perfectly all right. Do you think your body is going to work properly? There is something called a body clock, and it decides what time you eat, what time you do everything. Everything is body clock works. And if your body clock goes off way, your sleeping is odd, you're sleeping and staying late nights, wake up, and eating habits are all haphazard. You have your morning breakfast at 12 o'clock, have your lunch at 5 o'clock. and then dinner, I don't know what time. But when I have my breakfast, some people will have their dinner. So if that is the cycle, your body cycle is going to go for a toss. And then you are going to invite diseases. बीमारी आती कहाँ से? 50% of the diseases come from these type of sources. So please understand that this is what Arjuna is trying to say, that community welfare will get hit. So you seeing community welfare being hit, it is all backtracked from the time our family traditions have been broken. So if you want to have a proper dharmic society as per the Shastra, first we will have to reinstall our family traditions which are not gone, which are now gone extinct. We have to reinstall that family traditions. Today I have to request so many people, Mataji, please, Vaishnav dress pen ke aana. Why? Family traditions lost. Was Western culture, Western dress our family tradition? Definitely not. But then, that's how people prefer. No, I feel cool. Prabhuji, hawa aata hai. I feel nice. So hot outside. Fine, it's hot outside, I can understand that. But more important is our family tradition. Because this is how irreligion starts. It starts in a very small way. But then, slowly it goes on becoming bigger. People used to offer food daily to the Lord. Now, how many, tell me honestly, okay, let's not, those who are already connected with this movement for a long time may be offering food or are offering food. But what about the people at large? How many of you are really offering food? You offer food, Mataji? Regularly? That a little becomes more. And have you, I'm just, because you're a lady, I'm asking you this, and you're a modern lady also. Have you imbibed these qualities? Don't you feel this is a true fact in today's date? Because this is not mentioned by me, this is mentioned by, in the Mahabharata, in the Gita it is mentioned 5,500 years before. And are we not seeing it today? And today when the society is degraded, are we not? It's not that you and me, we together are not a part of this degradation system.
Education system भी है.
The education system is another part altogether. But in our earlier days, I still remember my great grandfather and my grandfather. When we used to tell him that we want to have food, I'm talking of my parents who were young that time, and I was a kid, and might be Vyom, my age was maximum Vyom's age. तो मेरे दादाजी को सब मैं देखता था. Food अगर होटल से आया, they used to never eat. They used to never eat hotel food. हम लोग को क्या है, मस्त है, superb, tasty. क्या है, खाने को नहीं, जिंदगी में मजा लेने नहीं आता है. But today when we read the Shastra, we realize they were not fools. We were fools, and we were thinking they were fools. But my grandfather used to never eat outside. He never cut a cake in his life. And that culture of cake just started, it was blooming when I was a kid. It was when the first cake shop emerged in Mumbai, the Monjini's cake shop, and some Irani cake shops were there. Till then, there was all this culture was not there. I still remember my childhood birthdays. I used to go to the temple. Mummy used to put me nice new dresses and give me some nice preparations she used to make, which I used to like. That's it. Today, my God, रात को 12 बजा नहीं, भूत आया नहीं आया, like ghosts, you wake up, hey, उठा उसको birthday, and I'm sorry to say, devotees do this, Devotees do this. Very, very pathetic situation. And no, आजकल पहले का ऐसा एक केक मलने के लिए, एक केक काट के खाने के लिए, और तीसरा शायद कुत्ते के लिए होगा. 3 केक होते हैं, एक नहीं, 3 हमारे घर पे हमारे जमाने में 1 केक आया. It's not the question of money. It's not that our parents were beggars and they were not affording. The question was, the tradition was more important for them. Today, first, these people only talk about, you're wasting food, or you're wasting milk on शिवलिंग पे दूध डालना वेस्ट है. अरे तुम्हारा महंगा 700-800 वाला केक जब आप मल रहे हो चेहरे पे, क्या वो वेस्ट नहीं है? दैट टाइम यू ऑल सपोर्ट यू नहीं, मजा आता है. I'm going to lick it out. So ridiculous. And this is how irreligion blooms up. 12 o'clock, no human, only animals, nocturnal creatures can get up in the night at 12 o'clock. That's what I was given to study in biology and nocturnal creatures like cockroaches. They can get up in the morning, in the night, middle of the night, and they can come. Rest of the animals sleep. Even animals sleep. But humans, the best joke is once my daughter was asked. My daughter goes to sleep by 9:30, 10. She goes to sleep. Come what me from childhood. See, you have to get up at 12 o'clock and wish someone. That was their good thing. One of the group family. So my daughter said, if you wake me up at 11:55, if I get up, I will come and wish. Otherwise, you don't. And she quietly switched off the phone and she slept. She didn't want to get disturbed in the night. The point what I'm trying to make over here is, one has to have a systematic way of enjoy. I'm not saying don't enjoy. Cut a cake. Okay, we want to make it the modern way of celebration. Fine. Even we cut cake. Even I cut my cake last week. So that's not wrong. I'm not trying to make you primitive. I'm trying to make you sensible. I'm not saying no, you become like a caveman and live like a caveman. No, that's not the point. The point here is we should have a proper understanding of things and how systematically we can live a life. And the first thing, if you say in earlier days, in the house the tradition used to be भगवान का नाम लेना. क्या बोल रहे हो?
पूरी एंड हलवा चढ़ाते थे.
हाँ ठीक है, वो तो ठीक है. वो तो ट्रेडिशन इतना इवॉल्व होके मैन इवॉल्व हुआ ना, वो ट्रेडिशंस इवॉल्व ज़्यादा हो गए. हाँ, फिर अभी आप कोई भी गो टू, जनरली आई हैड लॉट ऑफ गुजराती फ्रेंड्स एंड मारवाड़ी फ्रेंड्स. वो लोग क्या भगवान को रोज भोग धराते हैं. कहाँ छोड़ दूँ? खड़ी साकर और खुद खाएगा हलवा पूरी. हाँ, रोज खड़ी साकर. हम बोलने मैं नो आई रिवॉर्ड, मैं हार्ट ऑफ हार्ट आई यूज्ड टू थिंक नेक्स्ट जन्म यू आर बोर्न एज एन एंट इन अ गोडाउन ऑफ शुगर. खाते रहे, भगवान बोलेगा तू मुझे जय जन्म में खिलाया ना, अब तू खाते रहे शक्कर. यू ईट शुगर एंड खुद के लिए हलवा पूरी. एंड द वर्स्ट पार्ट इज अर्लियर ट्रेडिशन वॉज चैंटिंग द होली नेम. भगवान का नाम लेते थे, जो भी हो. घर का ट्रेडिशन के हिसाब से कोई तो नाम लेते थे. कोई शिव जी का नाम लेता था, तो कोई राम जी का नाम लेता था, तो कृष्ण का नाम लेता था. और आजकल नाम लेना बोला तो एलर्जी. यू गेट एलर्जी. क्या नाम लेने बोल रहे, बाप रे, वेरी बैड. वी पिक अप हैबिट्स वेरी फास्ट, बट गुड हैबिट्स वी कैनॉट पिक अप. It comes in the three modes of nature. It comes like there are some thing which immediately gives you, immediately feels like nectar, and later it becomes poison. There are some things are like poison in the starting and nectar in the end. Chanting the holy name is also like that. Starting में it is like poison, but in the end, but end बोला तो कितना end प्रभु जी? That was a logical question I asked. प्रभु जी एंड बोला तो आपको कब के हिसाब से कितना एंड होगा? वो भाई एंड मोमेंट ऑफ योर लाइफ, द लास्ट ब्रेथ. 1 मिनट एग्जामिनेशन के लिए आप तैयारी कर रहे हो. द लास्ट 1 मिनट, द एंड ऑफ योर लाइफ, दैट टाइम व्हाट भक्ति यू डिड will pay off that time. If you didn't do bhakti till your whole life, that time don't expect to God and come as a bellboy and say, sir please chant. God will not say, because you will not be in the mood to chant. You will be either worried about your some dirty habits, or you will be worried about your belongings or your attachments. So that is the reason Arjuna is very specific in this matter. Okay, let's read and complete this chapter today, because next week there is Ram Navami, there is no class. Next Saturday, Sunday there won't be any class, and after that we will be starting the second chapter. So please, who is going to read? Yes, Mother, you have read. Come on, someone else. Come on, fast. Fifth reason is from the second chapter. That is indecisiveness. That is karpane dosha hata so praschamitam dharma samudichetasa. That verse. Yeah. Who can read? हाँ read है ना.
Prabhuji 44, right?
43.
O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by discipline successions that those whose family traditions are destroyed dwells always in hell.
Dwells always in hell. What does this mean? जब श्राद्ध होगा नहीं, जब आप लोग पिंडदान नहीं करोगे, then our ancestors, don't worry, even we are going to become one day ancestors. You may think मैंने दादाजी को खाना खिला के बहुत अच्छा काम किया है. Don't worry. He is going to dwell in hell by courtesy you, but your son is going to make sure that your grandson will make sure that you also dwell in hell. You are thinking of short-term gains, long-term gains. These are all long-term gains. You put in mutual fund, long-term returns. Yeah, your long-term investments in share market and all. अरे भाई ये investment करो, ये भी long-term है. प्रभु जी आजकल अच्छा असली पंडित मिलता नहीं है. Think something happened in your family like this? These type of habits are there, principles are there in your house. तो once one person came and प्रभु जी आजकल अच्छा पंडित मिलता नहीं, सब डुप्लीकेट, ढंग का नहीं, चीट कर दिया मेरे को. तो द क्वेश्चन रेजेस, माता जी आज तक आपका पेट कभी खराब हुआ? कई बार हुआ ना, खाना छोड़ दिया. डिड वी लीव ईटिंग? पेट खराब हुआ ना, सबका पेट खराब हुआ, राइट? बट वी स्टॉप ईटिंग? नहीं, पेट खराब होता, खाना छोड़ देंगे. In fact, after that, I have improvised my eating. We switch off from that hotel to another hotel. That's all. That's it. From that joint to another joint, we change. So, mind you, yes, there is no doubt what people say is true. But if you search out the true person, you will get it. If you are true, you will get a true person. You are not true. Did I make you cough or? You're remembering someone. So, a true person. Get a true person. If you are true, how many of us are true to deserve a true person? How many of us truly want to do it to say that we are doing the true way and the right way? यहाँ पे मैं चीख के बोल रहा हूँ, अरे मावा छोड़ो. मेरे को आता है. मेरे को मालूम है, ऐसे बाल सफेद नहीं किया, मुझे भी पता है. ठीक है, करो ना आराम से, कोई जल्दी है. इतना कन्विंस हो गया कि अभी छोड़ना है, बट प्रोसेस इज स्लो. दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम. एंड वी एक्सपेक्ट सामने वाला शुड बी 100% करेक्ट. Are you 100% correct before you expect someone else to be 100% correct? We are always somewhere or the other, slave of some habits. And Shastra keeps on saying, I always say one thing, please chant, and all of you all can't, chant, no, I can't, we can't. And Prabhuji, Prabhuji lecture I am very particular. I attend each and every lecture. अब पूछेगा तो बोल भी देने का ना, पूछेगा अच्छा भी करता हूँ, अभी थोड़ा दिन से थोड़ा कम है, अदरवाइज वेरी नाइस चैंट. क्या प्रभु जी कहाँ पूछने वाला, पास तो गया, फ्यूचर उनको क्या मालूम, मुझे मालूम नहीं, उनको क्या मालूम. सो सी दैट इज वाई दिस इज ऑल इज कहीं ना कहीं कैतव धर्म है ये. इफ समवन इज told repeatedly to chant, and if he doesn't still chant and just keeps up a devotional face, no, I try very much, I very sincerely try and all that. Lip talks doesn't work. It's for your soul, not for your body. It's not trying to convince me. What is the use of convincing me? मुझे convince करके कुछ मिलने वाला? I'm convinced. You don't chant. खुश घर पे जाओगे? नहीं, प्रभु जी को मैंने समझा दिया, I need not chant. That doesn't solve the problem. The problem is everyone has to fly his own aeroplane. It's an individual problem. प्रभु जी, I got a lot of problem in my house. आपको क्या मालूम? आपको कुछ प्रॉब्लम है क्या? Come and sit in my chair, then you will know how much problems I am under. Everyone, there is no one. This is Dukkhalayam. Dukkhalaya में कोई सुखी नहीं है. Type of problem may be different, but problem is there. No one is happy. Everyone is unhappy. नहीं प्रभु जी, वो कम unhappy है, मैं ज़्यादा unhappy है. नहीं. Your how you look at it and how you take it in life, that is more important. And that can be taken only when you take your spiritual life seriously. If you don't take your spiritual life seriously, you are heading for a disaster. So this is very important. Maintaining of people, maintenance of the people. I have heard from disciplic succession. Very important. This line makes a lot of difference, or rather of understanding. It is not my understanding. I have heard from my elders. मेरे पूर्वजों से मैंने सुना है. That is disciplic succession. तो यहाँ पे मुझे लगता है, this is the modern statement, मुझे लगता है कि I should not chant, मुझे लगता है कि I should not offer food, मुझे लगता है कि I should eat food at odd hours, I should eat the food which is not allowed in the Shastra, that food only is giving me most taste. These are today's statement. But what is Arjuna's statement? He is referring here as in disciplic succession. जो मैंने बड़ों से सुना है, hey Krishna, what is that? Those who destroy family tradition dwell always in hell. So mind you, if someone comes up with a nice idea, नहीं प्रभु जी, मैंने दादाजी का श्राद्ध बंद कर दिया. Very smart. तो वो hell में रहे ना रहे, you are going to be in hell for sure. Do your activities properly, because this is what is advised in the Shastra. Shastra says, no, I don't care for the Shastra, let me have some modern thinking. There's nothing called modern thinking. It's the same old sun, it's the same old air, it's the same old earth which your great-grandfather was living. It's the same old sun which your great-grandfather was seeing. You are also seeing the same sun. 5,000 years before also it was the same sun. Nothing has changed. There is nothing called modern. What is something modern is the modern problems. Problems are modern. Earlier the problems were limited. Now we got unlimited problems. Choice of problems also. You can choose. You want liver cancer, liver cirrhosis, you can take up to drinking. You want to have lung cancer, you can take up to smoking. So you got choice. What type of problem you want to choose, you can choose. It's like that. Yes, Mataji, continue. Oh, who's reading? Yeah, you are reading. Continue.
Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts. Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness, we are intent on killing our own kinsmen.
What a nice, beautiful statement. If you see from the today's point of view, the statement stands true. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit great sinful acts. ये सब sinful act है. What is he saying? By my killing, dynasty will be vanished. Dynasty is vanished. Irreligion will come up. Irreligion will pop up. When irreligion comes up, women are polluted. Today also you see, when irreligion was down, women were never polluted. We were having a different, altogether a different level of thinking. Now that level of thinking has changed. This is what he is trying to say, that when women will be polluted, family traditions will, unwanted progeny will be created. And with unwanted progeny, Shraddha ceremony and feeding our ancestors will stop. And when that will stop, not only we will also dwell in hell. So indirectly we are confirming our seat in hell. Samjha? Your notice not in this world. Acha. So is it right to kill our own kinsmen? Read the next verse. Gauri, do you read the next verse? I want everyone to read. 45.
Better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to be killed me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield.
What did you understand from this? क्या समझ में आया? Yes, Sanvita Mataji, explain. What does this verse mean?
So he is talking about the contrast that the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. Like contrast, it is better that they kill me rather than me raising weapons against them.
Okay.
I feel it says that even if they kill me, at least my dharam will be in fighting. All the men are dead, all women get, all dharam, it will become all dharam. Instead of that, they kill me without weapons, and dharam should kill me.
No, after giving these 4 reasons, Arjuna is telling it is better I get killed unarmed rather than killing those people and creating these many problems. He is saying that itna problems hone ke baad, why he has already listed 4 problems, 4 true genuine problems. As per the materialist world, this is a true problem. युद्ध होगा, इतने लोग मरेंगे. Just I said na few days before, we saved so many people by corona so that they can be killed by the Ukraine war. And last is Ukraine now has put a bomb on Russia. So now, what is the whole thing? Now can we go and tell them this? Can you go and tell them, please, see what Arjuna is saying, don't fight, leave. Putin will listen to you. This is what I am saying. I mean, यहाँ पे एक तरफ हम लोग, that is how we have duality, Mataji. हम लोग बोलते हैं, there is no difference, all are equal. There is no Brahman, there is no Kshatriya, there is no Shudra. Who bought it? This, who are anti-Indians. They bought this. And what did they write outside their restaurant? Dogs and Indians. That discrimination is not discrimination. But we as Brahmanas, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, that was discrimination. How systematically it was broken. Our culture was broken. No, we give equality to everyone. Is it the case in everywhere? You go to Britain, any office, the peon to the boss, everyone gets the same salary? Is it there? There is no discrimination. In the army lines there are discriminations. Right from the soldier to the army chief. It's not discrimination. It is strata. Status given to H1 as per his caliber, as per his attitude, intelligence and attitude. So this is the wrong way of understanding things. So आप एक बात समझ के चलना कि भाई making statement like, oh, it is better to die rather than killing someone, looks sweet, but this is not the true picture. Okay, next verse. Karuna Vajamati, read.
Sanjaya said, Arjuna hadn't thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrow, and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief.
Why was this statement specifically mentioned as Sanjaya said? Because Sanjaya was speaking to Dhritarashtra. And Dhritarashtra at that point must have felt, अच्छा युद्ध ही नहीं होगा. अच्छा युद्ध ही नहीं होगा. अर्जुन ने ना बोल दिया तो युद्ध ही नहीं होगा. But all these were actually indicating his durbalatha. And we are also equally durbal. बल है हमारे पास, but ये जो माइंड पावर है ना, is very weak. And ये दुर्बलता अगर आपको दूर करना है, तो there is only one way possible. Following the instructions of the Shastra, not just attending the class, please. Just attending the class and not chanting the 16 rounds. Now, at least if not 16, as per the gradations, I have given various rounds for various people. If they don't chant, it is a criminal wastage of time, money and energy. उसे अच्छा सो जाओ घर पे आके. Information is meant for transformation. If there is no transformation, what is the use? Second, application is going to be challenging in life, but one has to apply it. If you don't apply, it is going to be very, very difficult. It's challenging, but still you have to learn to apply it. Okay, with this I would like to end the chapter 1. Anybody has got any doubts, questions, can ask. Yes. YouTube channel, ma'am.
I have a doubt in the verse number 41, the last line. The ancestors of such kind of families fall down because the performances for offering them food and water are intense.
वही श्राद्ध बंद हो जाता है तो वो लोग स्वर्ग से सीधा पितृलोक से सीधा जाएंगे नरक लोक में.
So Prabhuji, what is exactly meaning of Shraddha? What is the exactly meaning of Shraddha?
Meaning of Shraddh means you are feeding those people, you are nourishing those people